RRInc.ca is Bobby's website where everyone keeps going to file their questions for Just Ask Bob. Please don't be afraid. You can come on the air with us. 905-645-3200, pound 820 on the Bell Mobility if you have a question for Bob today. One of the things that I wanted to ask you, just to before we have to take a break.
It's about your place, isn't it?
Here. No, it's
Don't
not.
Be shy.
No,
Don't be shy.
It's not about my place, although I got plenty of questions I can ask you about that.
We'll use them as fillers.
I wanted to talk to you about home inspectors.
Please.
That because that is another
Big
sort of
problem.
offshoot division of contracting and what you're looking at. What are you getting into when you get a home inspection done?
Yes.
Because we don't have tough enough rules, frankly, do we?
The whole system is designed and set up wrong. I turn down home inspections all the time. Everybody wants me to do a home inspection for them. Actually, I've just figured out a legal loophole, a way that I can do it. So the problem is the system and the insurance industry. If I may take sort of a little bash at them.
Yeah.
As a contractor, I can set your home on fire. I can burn it to the ground. And there's a lot of things a contractor can cause damages to.
Right.
I have an A1 record. But just to give you an idea, I pay less than $2,000 a year for up to $2 million liability insurance. Now, I've questioned my insurance company many, many times. I tell them, Bobby, you've just asked Bob if RRR wants to do home inspections. They quoted me $6,000 to $7,000 insurance. And I said, but hold on, I'm not working on these homes. I'm not even allowed to lift the floor register.
I'm just walking through them, right?
I'm just walking. Look at the clauses. I'm not doing anything. I'm an inspector, right? And they say, well, they're getting sued all the time. You would be buying errors and emissions insurance. Now, this will give you an idea about the lawsuits, the litigious society we live in.
Yeah.
As a contractor, less than $2,000 I'll pay, and I can torch your home. Look at, all the damage I can cause.
Yeah.
As a home inspector, I don't do anything but look. They want almost $7,000 in insurance, and I told them, forget it. I'll stick to contracting. So now, again, for select customers, people I really like, people I've worked for a long time, they might be thinking of buying a new home. Here's the system I've devised, and it's legal. Basically, what I do is I can't put anything on paper than doing an inspection. No checklist, but I'll go into the home and I'll quote on work. So, for example, you're thinking of buying a home. I'll go in. In my own mind, sure, I'm inspecting, I'm looking, but I just can't give theories and ideas. I'll state this much to do the roof, RRR quote. This much to gut the kitchen. This much to lift the home off the foundation, have a new one poured for you. Give them some ideas there. So I cater it as a quote.
Right.
That's the only way around it. But there's a problem with the system. The problem is,
and the problem is they're being sued because there is no, there is an association, but anybody. I can go out tomorrow and make myself. If I'm willing to pay the insurance, I can become a home inspector.
Test.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
There's an online test. You do it online. It takes 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is. You can leave Harvey's or Burger King within a few days. You're a home inspector, and that's what's wrong. The best home inspectors are either structural engineers or contractors. I would make the best home inspector, but if you look at these small, companies that regulate, or with the online testing company, whoever it is, they've got it all wrong. They're taking people out of fast food and putting them in the home inspecting, which it's unregulated. This goes to government.
Yeah.
We all pay too much in taxes. Government's got to get off its rear, get a proper system in place, proper provincial licensing.
Exactly. The only province that does is BC. They have proper provincial licensing of home inspectors.
What's wrong with Ontario?
It's a wide open field. We are with Just Ask Bob, Bobby Assadourian, RRInc.ca. Special guests in the studio, Roger Bertrand and Ryan Clark of the Business and Construction Times. Going to take a break, come back. Your calls are welcome. 905-645-3200, pound 820 on the Bell Mobility with your home renovation and construction questions. Please fire them off to Just Ask Bob. Back with more after this. If you got a question for Bobby Assadourian, it is time for Just Ask Bob. 905-645-3200, pound 820 on the Bell Mobility. Of course, you could always follow up with an email to him after, as many like to do. RRInc.ca is his website. We have with us special guests in the studio as well as Bobby Assadourian. It is Roger Bertrand with the Business and Construction Times and the editor of that newspaper, Ryan Clark. And Ryan, I wanted to get you to jump in here because you have been involved in covering the Habitat for Humanity project that's been going on in Burlington.
Yeah, absolutely. We went to the key presentation ceremony last Sunday, and it was very emotional, and it definitely the main features of this house is that it's constructed from soy components, and so that's a really environmentally themed place to live.
What do you mean soy component? I mean, are we talking about the drywall and stuff is made from pressed soy, or what?
Yeah, the composite materials, the paint, some of the paneling and the cabinets are all made from refined soy, and
Wow.
it's pretty impressive.
That's incredible.
That is really
It's amazing.
very, very. So you can eat them
Yeah, it actually. Well, no. I mean, it's
I wouldn't
not just
get
for
any work
breakfast
done.
anymore.
I wouldn't get any work done.
like a gingerbread house.
Yeah, exactly. And it actually made an appearance at the Royal Agricultural Fair. So, the contractors that built it were able to get some exposure that way.
Very cool.
And it went to a needy family, and we were really happy to tell their story.
And the whole thing was actually moved from the fair and put onto the lot in Acton.
Oh,
Yeah, just
worth the drive to Acton. I've heard that before.
It is.
Ryan, you also wanted to shout out back to the office. I know the office is listening.
That's right. I mean, my role with the Business and Construction Times and Big B Publishing is to fish out project reports and feature articles. And a major important part of that is our marketing coordinator, Elliot Marshall, and he does a great job in, making sure that we can get, the right fit for companies and contractors and corporations that are, willing to participate with us.
Roger, if people want to find out more about the Business and Construction Times, maybe get themselves a copy, how would they best do that? Because it's not generally in stores.
No, we're typically business to business. You can give us an email at any time.
Okay.
www.bigbpublishing.com or bigb@bigbpublishing.com or bigbpublishing@gmail.com. It all goes to us.
Okay.
If you're a contractor and you're looking to get some exposure, if you're a business that tends to work with other businesses, this is the place to be. We really do have a niche market that no one else really touches, and we have a distribution that is really unparalleled.
And, of course, you have Just Ask Bob. He's got his second column in your newspaper
well,
now.
Roger, to add to that, you're also online. Your magazine, your newspaper, literally.
That's right. Yeah, we have a zero carbon footprint issue on. The links are attached to our website at bigbpublishing.com.
So go to
Mike, just like on Silver and Gold. You know how
Right.
you're able to bring it up and flip the
Yeah.
pages? That's so cool. It's the same thing.
BigBPublishing.com is the website to go to. You can check out the Business and Construction Times and Just Ask Bob's latest column. Bobby, as far as the last time we talked, we were
Yes.
here because of the book.
Yes.
We had the March of Dimes in. You presented them with a nice check.
1
because
hour
you guys
anniversary show.
Raised a ton of dough for the March of Dimes with your book, a contractor you can bring home to mom. Do you have any upcoming? I know you're the rock star now, signing copies. So yeah, you have an upcoming event?
But
or?
believe it or not, we've slowed down a little bit on the book
Okay.
signings. Once the summer
Was starting
rolls,
to go to your head. Your wife was starting to complain.
Yeah, I have a beautiful 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and of course a gorgeous wife, and I need to spend a little more time with them. But no, over the next, probably going to slow down another month or so. But then after that, Saturdays or Sundays, again, I'll be making the announcements back up to Chapters Ancaster, Indigo. Big thank you to all the bookstores, Indigo, Stony Creek Mountain, Kohl's at Eastgate Square and Jackson Square. I'll be back on the route again doing book signings.
A contractor you can bring home to mom. Let's before we wrap up, and we've got a couple minutes left here, but I wanted to get you to comment, Bob, on what people should be looking for around their homes this time of year, because this is I noticed the other night we had this heavy rain, and at one end of my eaves trough, the water was coming up over the top of the eaves trough. It was
Just
not
Niagara Falls flowing over.
Yeah, I was having a bad problem with that. This is the kind of thing you have to. It really helps.
Water
go up.
penetration, whether through the roof or through the basement, is massive right now.
Right.
I mean, just a few weeks ago, I mentioned at one point, we just had rain for 3 or 4 days straight, and all these basements are getting water in them. And we really haven't had the torrential downpour like, the sewer backup situation.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid there's going to be a lot of problems this season. People have to inspect. Start with the eaves trough.
Okay.
If your eaves trough's connected to the storm sewer, yours, for example, it's overflowing, but does it drain out onto the grass at the bottom, or does it go through the storm sewer? Like if you follow the downspout down the wall.
Yeah, it drains out to the front of my
the front.
property, but it
And it was
doesn't
still
go into the sewer.
Oh, and it was still overflowing.
Yes.
Okay, yours is an easy fix, though.
Oh, thank
If
goodness.
it's not connected to the storm sewer and it's filling up the eaves trough and overflowing,
Yeah.
get up on the ladder. There could simply be a broken piece of shingle or leaves literally
Okay.
choking the hole at the top.
Okay.
If that's not choked off, then you'll have to dismantle some of those downspouts,
Right.
clean it out.
Okay.
The big problem is the people that still have it connected to the storm sewer. Not that that's illegal, but it's highly not recommended from the municipality now. They want it, grading out onto the grass, so you've got to have it disconnected. You've got to check that. You've got to check your roof, flashing, chimneys, caulk the windows. Basements, I mean, they're a whole other issue. Hopefully people have the backflow preventer valve installed.
Right.
The right one, because there's many out there, as
Yeah.
we've talked about before. They really have to watch because water's what's going to ruin the home.